Manga-Waido.
My name is Yusuke Harai. Thanks to all the studying I did when I was a student, I was able to go to a reasonably good university and join a certain well-known company, which was my first choice. But on the other hand, I had almost no experience with relationships. While my classmates were getting married, I was alone and saving all the money I had. Perhaps out of concern for my situation, a friend of mine introduced me to a woman. That's my current wife, Kumiko. I was captivated by her beauty at first sight, but Kumiko, 2 years older than me, was already divorced and had a 5-year-old daughter, Mai. Kumiko told me her ex-husband was the reason for the divorce. Apparently, he left her with the family's money after he became a gambling addict. Maybe that's why the two of them had an air of poverty about them. Every time I met the two, my feeling of needing to support them became stronger. Kumiko had a gentle nature, and Mai quickly took a liking towards me. I accepted their past and decided to marry them. That was 12 years ago. I'm sure they were going through such hardships up until then. I gave them as much as I could, especially to my daughter Mai, so that from now on, they would have no inconvenience. But this compassion backfired. Welcome back, Mai. You're late.
You're so annoying. Wait, you stink, so stay away from me.
Stink?
Oh, that's right. I haven't gotten my allowance yet.
I gave it to you last week.
I'm talking about this week's allowance.
This week? I gave you enough last time, didn't I?
That much will be gone in a second. It wouldn't be a problem if your salary was higher.
Mai is now in high school and has already become a handful and very selfish. She's turning 17 this year. Aren't girls around this age this difficult to handle? Hey, Kumiko, isn't Mai being a bit too selfish lately?
Didn't I tell you she's in her adolescence? All girls that age are cold to their fathers.
I understand that, but...
Besides, we used to have a much rougher life before. She acts like that, but she's grateful to you for what you've done.
Well, yeah.
Oh, can you take out the trash for me?
Yeah, sure.
And clean the toilet in the bathroom, please.
Lately, even my wife Kumiko has become more selfish. She used to do the housework for the first few years of our marriage, but lately, she hardly does it at all. But I leave Mai all to her. I can't help it. Days went by that I told myself to that. One day, when I came home from a month-long business trip, what? This trash! This is a piece of furniture from my room! I rushed home. What is this? My room was covered in Mai's clothes, and there was hardly anything of my stuff left. Mai, what is this?
I thought you might not come home anymore, so I made it into my closet. Have a problem?
Then where am I supposed to sleep?
I don't know. The balcony's open, so why don't you sleep there?
Uh...
And don't come in this room, because I don't want your stink all over my clothes. You know what I mean? I'm a model.
Yes, Mai was scouted on the street a year ago and enrolled in a talent agency's training school. Since then, she started buying tons of clothes, saying she needed them for lessons. I certainly want to support my daughter's dreams too, but as a parent, this is something I have to scold her for. And then...
Oh, it all fit nicely.
Right, but there's still some room left, so you can put your clothes in here too, Mom.
Wait, this is my room!
What, you don't support your daughter's dream?
Of course I support her, but this is a little...
As a parent, you're supposed to do this much. I want Mai to make her dreams come true.
It's okay, Mom. I'm fine as long as you support me.
That's so sweet of you. I'll take your word and get my clothes.
After Mai entered the training school, even Kumiko started buying brand-name clothes. The two of them were having a great time, ignoring me. What on earth have I been working so hard for? And then, another month later, I finished my overtime work as usual. And when I got home...
Congratulations on your magazine debut, Mai.
Thanks, Mom. I was the only one who made it to the magazine in the first year of training. I knew I was on a different level than everyone else.
That's Mai. I'm so proud of you.
No, it's thanks to your support, Mom.
I'm home. I heard you. That's great. You did a great job. I was genuinely trying to congratulate Mai, but...
No. You didn't even do anything. Can you stop playing the father all of a sudden?
I mean, the money for the clothes.
The only person who supports me is my mom. Look, even if I get famous, don't call me your daughter, okay? It's embarrassing.
What?
If you understand, hurry up and go buy some drinks and snacks.
Oh, get me a beer too.
Fine. Is this for my family too? I bought the snacks and beer for them and went back home. Someday they'll thank me too. That's what I told myself. When I returned to my room and stood in front of the living room door, I heard their conversation.
I mean, that old man is so annoying.
Oh, come on, don't say that. He's still got a lot of work too as our money man.
What?
Yeah, let's just get him to pay for everything.
That's right.
Even Kumiko. I heard their conversation and felt something inside me snap. I'll teach you. One day, after a month since then, I took action.
Hey, don't put my clothes in the wash with yours.
Oh, sorry.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'll have to buy new ones. Ugh.
You could at least do your own laundry.
Huh? What are you talking about? Why would I, a model, have to do something like that? You're really grossing me out. Seriously, can you get out of the house already? I don't want to live with you.
Yeah, okay.
What?
I'm leaving.
Huh? Are you graceful? Well, even if you come crying back later.
But first, there's something I want you to see.
Want me to see?
I took out my phone and showed Mai a photo.
What? This is...
It's the scene of your mother's affair. After that day, I immediately ordered a detective to conduct a thorough investigation of Kumiko. No matter how much she said it was for Mai's drop-off and pickup, she has too many brand-name clothes. There were also many days when she came home late. And after an investigation, Kumiko was having an affair with another man after all.
Mom, come here!
What's all the fuss about?
This guy was taking sneaky photos of you. Isn't that crazy? So disgusting.
Mai, don't you feel anything knowing your mother was cheating?
No way! Of course you'd cheat marrying a guy like you. I know how you feel, right? Mom, a guy like this. Mom? Wait, what's wrong, Mom? Cheating is just...
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, of course. Then, I showed them the second image. There, you can clearly see the man's face, and Kumiko's happy smile. Then Kumiko started to turn pale, and...
Forgive me!
Hey, Mom! Why are you getting down on your knees to this guy?
Mai, do you know who this man is?
I don't know, but Mom, he's a lot more handsome and I don't mind her divorcing you and...
Be quiet! You can't tell anyone about that, ever!
Why?
Mai, I know you're just starting out, so it's no surprise you don't know this guy. But he's an entertainment producer.
What? Producer?
Looks like he's a well-known guy in the industry. He also likes mature women and married women. Well, I guess the best way to find out is to ask Kumiko, right?
What do you mean?
Which means, Mai, you didn't make your magazine debut on your own. You made your debut because of Kumiko's affair. That's what your mother meant by support.
No!
According to the detective who I commissioned for the investigation, the producer has been the subject of many dark scandals for some time. He has ties to a training school, and his specialty is to press mothers who want their daughters to make their debut. Well, judging from the picture, it seems like Kumiko voluntarily entered into the relationship with the producer.
Please, I'll do anything. Please, just don't tell anyone.
It's too late.
What?
I've already consulted a lawyer based on the results of this investigation. I've also filed a claim for fees against the producer, and alimony against you.
No!
Besides, it looks like the producer has a family. Well, I'm sure they'll be in touch with you too.
It's over.
Wait, Mom, is that true? Hey, say something! Explain!
Shut up!
What?
Oh God, you ruined my plan!
The plan?
If you were a successful model, I could have lived off of you for the rest of my life. If I used a produce, I could have made you famous.
Mom, that was your plan all along?
That's right, from the moment you were scouted. You know, if you were prettier, I wouldn't have had to do this in the first place.
What do you mean? I would have been prettier if you were prettier.
What? I'm more than pretty enough.
I'm sorry to interrupt this ugly quarrel between you two, but can I have your signature on this?
On what?
I handed Kumiko the divorce papers. Here, sign it already. Then I'll leave as you wish.
Hey! What's with the divorce all of a sudden? Stop with the jokes! I apologize for cheating on you, so from now on...
You want me to stay in this house as the money man? I'm already set on getting a divorce. I don't want to see your faces for the rest of my life.
You're going to make us miserable again? You know how much pain we went through because of my ex-husband.
That was a lie too, wasn't it?
What?
Not only did I hire the detective to investigate the affair, but I also got him to do a thorough investigation of you personally as well. Turns out, your ex-husband's bad spending habits weren't the reason for your last divorce.
Wait, what do you mean? When I was little, we were living poor.
You were just told that because you were still little. According to the detective's report, Kumiko's ex-husband was also an office worker for a big company. But one day, he got sick and couldn't work anymore. And shortly after that, you divorced. So you were just looking for money that time too, right?
That's a lie. The detective is just making things up.
I've gotten in touch with your ex-husband as well. You want me to call him over so he can testify?
It's all over.
Then Kumiko gave up and quietly signed the divorce papers. What a relief. I thought I could finally get out of here and be free, but...
Wait a minute, you're leaving me too?
You want to live with me?
Yeah, because Mom's been lying to me for so long. I want to live with you, Dad.
I thought you didn't like me because I stink and I'm gross.
I'm sorry about that. Please, together.
I'm done.
What?
Living with you.
No!
Well then, I hope you ladies get along. And so, I left the house and went to work from a hotel and proceeded the talks with the lawyer. Kumiko and I got a divorce without incident, and Kumiko got custody of Mai. I wanted to live with me until the end, but of course, I refused. Kumiko was demanded alimony, both from me and the family from the producer's side, and I was finally able to move back into my own house. I've kicked those two out, and the only things in the house were mine. By the way, I don't know where Kumiko and Mai are now, and I'm not interested either. Well, probably looking for a new wallet of a husband. A mother sleeps her way to the top for her daughter. The dark side of entertainment producers. This is totally... According to the news, the producer is on the run from the media after his past misdeeds were exposed. Mai's SNS also went up in flames. And it was written that they're now living together in a shabby apartment. Oh, looks like they'll never find another husband. I thought to myself, it's been a while since I can have a good drink. My name is Takuya Kawano. I'm 20 years old. My father is a company owner, and my brother is an entrepreneur. I was a company employee, but 4 years ago, I left the workforce because I admired my father and brother. I started a web design company.
Welcome back. Did today's deal go well?
I'm home. Yeah, we got the deal.
Good for you. I knew you'd do well, so I made you a bunch of your favorite foods to celebrate.
Really? Smells good. I'm so lucky to have such a great wife. My wife Megumi supported me in this way. I was able to pull in clients from my time as an employee, and the business was doing well in the beginning. I was also successful in networking with other entrepreneurs at seminars. But now, 4 years later, the business was slowly going downhill.
Honey, don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Thanks, but I have to keep trying, because if I don't, we'll keep losing money.
What if you get sick?
If we start turning a profit, I'll take some rest.
I'll work too, so don't push yourself too hard.
My wife went from working 3 days a week to working full-time at her part-time job to support me. But running the business wasn't easy. I lost a lot of customers because software and apps started coming out that allowed people to build websites for cheap. I tried to do sales more aggressively, but the recession hit, and we continued to lose money. Damn it! At this rate, I'll end up earning less than Megumi! When I laid off part-timers to cut costs, my workload increased, and I had no time to do anything else.
I'll get more work. I'll even get a side job, so you take it easy.
Every time my wife said something kind to me, I felt depressed and thought what a terrible husband I was. I felt sorry because I've been so busy with work that we were talking a lot less lately. Hey Megumi, tonight I was wondering. I thought I should communicate with my wife once in a while. But Megumi,
I'm tired from working part-time.
she went to bed first and didn't even give me a chance. It was always like this these days. It's true that balancing a full-time job and housework can be tough, but being turned down every time didn't make me feel good about it either. Damn it! I was honestly angry at my wife who slept with her back to me. But my wife was working to support the family. Knowing that, I couldn't say anything. One day, when I was depressed and feeling down in all directions, I was working at a cafe for a change, and on the way home, I saw my wife on the street. It's Megumi. What is she doing here? What? Next to her is a man. Who is that guy? That's a hotel? My wife was walking towards a hotel with a suspicious man wearing sunglasses and a hat. Is she cheating? With trembling hands, I pull out my phone and take a picture. Speaking of which, Megumi comes home late from her part-time job these days. I thought it was just overtime work, but if it's because she's cheating on me, what a betrayal! Absolutely unforgivable. After that day, I tried to find out what was going on. Hey, aren't you finishing your part-time work late these days? Are you busy?
No, not really. It's the same as usual.
Really? I thought you were working overtime.
Are you mad at me because the housework is sloppy?
No, it's not that. Those words reminded me. Come to think of it, lately we've been eating more dishes from the supermarket, and she hasn't been cleaning the house as much as she used to. Is it because you're too busy cheating on me? I swallowed the words that almost came out. There's not enough evidence yet. If I'm to accuse her, I need to gather conclusive evidence.
I've been having some problems with the people at work, and I talk to them after work.
Oh, I see.
Relationships in my job are a little tricky. I've been quiet because I didn't want you to worry. I'm sorry.
No. I'm making you work part-time because I'm not making enough money, so I don't have the right to tell you what to do. I ended the conversation with a self-deprecating laugh. Who is Megumi cheating on me with? And how long has she been cheating? Thinking about these things made me feel empty. Even at the entrepreneur seminar I was attending for business.
Kawano-san, what's wrong? You look scary.
Rin-san, Hasegawa-san, with whom I often exchange information, is peering at me with concern.
You weren't even concentrating on the seminar, were you?
I was a little preoccupied with my wife.
Your wife? You don't mean... Did she cheat on you?
What? How did you...
Oh my god, was I right? It was supposed to be a joke.
I'm not sure yet, but my wife went to a hotel with a shady guy.
Whoa, that smells like trouble. Oh, do you want me to show you how to get proof of an affair?
I had a lot going on with the guy she used to date. She told me about cheating investigations, including the cost of a small GPS and detectives. Thank you for your help.
If I can be of any help, please talk to me anytime.
After that, I did some research about what she told me about, but I can't hire a detective because I don't have any money. I have my own job, so I can't be on her 24/7 either. Fortunately, I knew my wife's schedule, so I was able to get evidence by following her after she finished her part-time shift. And looks like she meets with the man every 2 weeks. And just once, I was even able to record her on the phone at home.
My husband is home right now. I told you not to call.
It's from him! Talking at home, too. She's completely undermining me! Thanks to Rin-san, I was able to get a lot of evidence.
I'm glad I could help.
Please, continue to support me. I have no one else to turn to but Rin-san.
I would be glad to help anytime. Let's have tea again.
Yes!
Are you planning on leaving your wife?
Depends on how my wife reacts. I'll slap divorce papers on her without mercy if she undermines me. If my wife cries and apologizes, I would consider not divorcing her. I can't forgive her for cheating on me, but I still had love for her. And it's also true she supported me all this time. If she got down on her knees and apologized and said she was sorry, I would be willing to start all over. That's what I thought. But in the face of my wife's actual attitude, I ended up thinking, it's over. Hey, Megumi, how about tonight? After getting a mountain of evidence of the affair and standing in an advantageous position, I invited her for the first time in a while. I could divorce her at any time. My ego was getting bigger knowing my wife's fate was in my hands. But my wife...
I'm tired today.
And turned her back on me once again. Turning me down when you're having an affair. I slammed the green piece of paper I had prepared. I'm divorcing you then! I can't do this with you anymore!
Honey?
Divorce papers! Sign it!
What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Her face was pale as I showed her the divorce papers. You're cheating on me, aren't you? I'm gonna charge you alimony!
What? What are you talking about?
Stop playing dumb! This is proof! I spread out photos of her going into the hotel with the man. I'll be in my office. so you can look at them and come talk to me when you're ready.
Wait!
She came after me in a panic. Of course she would. Even though she works part-time, the money she makes is minuscule. She wouldn't want me to dump her, and if I were to demand alimony, she wouldn't be able to make ends meet. You're gonna hang on to me? After cheating on me? What do you take me for? I exploded with anger for what I had been holding back. I blurted out everything I wanted to say. Well, if you got an excuse, let's hear it. But she said something I didn't expect.
What do you mean I'm cheating?
You were seeing a guy, right? These pictures prove it.
This is the man I'm having an affair with? Take a good look. This is your brother.
What? Having been told that, I enlarged the photos I took on my phone. No way. My brother? It was my brother, Takeshi, who was 3 years older than me.
Your brother's business isn't doing well, so he asked me to help him out.
But why would he ask you?
My father owns a lot of real estate, remember? Your brother asked my father to lend him some money.
Why didn't you tell me about this?
Your brother didn't want to embarrass himself in front of you. He told me repeatedly not to tell you.
No way.
I refused to ask for help, but he started calling me persistently. I met him in person to try and turn him down.
When you said, I'm talking with them after work.
I said that to cover up the fact that I was meeting with your brother. I was already exhausted from working part-time, but I had to deal with your stepbrother too.
That's why she was turning down my advances every night. The reason dinner was full of prepared foods from the supermarket was also because my brother took up so much of her time. And it was all my brother's fault!
I didn't talk to you about it because you seemed so busy and your brother wouldn't let me talk, but I guess you noticed.
My wife told me that they would always meet in the hotel cafe, in a secluded spot, in fear of the neighbors' eyes.
We only talked for about 20 minutes each time, and you're calling me unfaithful. You're so quick to jump into conclusions.
I had no words for my wife who looked fed. Lost everything. How did it come to this? Was it my fault that I suspected my wife was cheating on me? Should I have never started my own business? Someone tell me! But of course, a reply could not be heard.
My name is Yusuke Toyota. My brother is an anime otaku, and my sister is a manga otaku. Our parents are also both accepting of our hobbies, and so our homes are always full of otaku things. I grew up in that environment, so of course, I was otaku enough to go to Comic-Con by the time I was in middle school. Even now, as a high schooler, I have friends that are also otaku and we hang out together. I have some winnings from today and was heading home from the event area. Come on, let's play.
Please, stop.
Oh, come on. Look at you with those clothes that are so revealing. You wanted our attention, right?
We didn't want this. Please leave us alone.
Shut up. We don't care about you, fat ass. We're talking to the cute girl. Girls who were cosplaying outside the event hall were being messed with by two men. I had taken photos of them earlier. I think they were in high school, too. The chubby girl looked at me with eyes that seemed like she needed help. I was afraid, but I couldn't just leave. So, I mustered up some courage to speak up. No! They're clearly not happy with what you're doing. Huh? Who are you, their man? No. But you shouldn't do this if they don't want to. You've got a lot of balls talking to us like that. You better get ready to have your ass beat, you disgusting freak! Wait, no, don't resort to violence. The men all cracked their knuckles before getting closer to me. The girls were trembling, but now is their chance to get away. Run! Get away while they're looking at me! Oh, damn it! Look at you, you little spineless twig. You think you're some kind of hero? I don't care about the fat ass, but the skinny one was cute. You little... Wait! Violent isn't... You're gonna pay for it! The angry men raised their fists, but their fists never reached me. You okay, Toyota? Yoshikawa! My friend Yoshikawa had grabbed his hand and twisted it at the wrist. He kicked the back of their knees and finished the fight before it even started. The men were on the ground screaming in agony. My friend, who had forgotten to get something, showed up.
Security! It's them!
What are you doing?
Hurry!
The girls had brought back a security guard. Damn it! Run! The men were fast runners and they were gone in a blink of an eye. Peace returned to the event hall.
Thank you so much.
You saved us.
No, don't mention it. The girls kept thanking us and we left with our winnings. You're seriously strong. You don't look that different in size than me, but you beat those two real fast. My dad teaches some self-defense courses, so I teach it for self-defense. If you want, I can introduce you. You want to go too? Huh? Seriously? I mean, I was afraid of fighting, but I thought maybe I could at least do self-defense. And maybe if something like this happened again, I could save them. I got my parents' permission to go to Yoshikawa's father's dojo. At first, I didn't have muscle or stamina, so it was tough. But eventually, it started getting more and more fun, and by the time I was going into college, I learned quite a few moves that I could use. Muscles don't lie. I started gaining stamina and stopped catching colds. I was so glad to have been invited out by Yoshikawa. After college, I started working hard as an otaku in addition to the dojo. My brother had started the manga club, and we generally watch anime or make doujin mangas. I had a lot of friends and a lot of fun, but by the time I was a sophomore in college, there was an annoying guy that hung around us. Yo! I'm Matsui! I love, anime. Let's rock! Matsui was clearly a party person and didn't give a crap about otaku culture. We had a no-rejection policy, so everyone was accepted. But this was a big mistake. Matsui apparently wanted to have cosplay girls. Hirano, can you cosplay this girl? The one with her boobs and butt completely exposed? I think you'd look great.
I'm sorry. I can't because I don't really know this character.
He would keep finding characters that wore revealing clothes and begged the girls to cosplay in them. Matsui, we're cosplaying characters we know and love. It's not just for your liking. What? I didn't ask for the opinion of some geek. How about you keep that shit to yourself, freak? He didn't listen when I warned him and kept messing with the girls. He even brought some of his wild friends and started making a mess of the club room. Hirano, who was especially beautiful and had a great body, was the favorite. They surrounded her. Hirano, Is it true that otaku girls go out with two-dimensional boys? You can't not have a boyfriend. You realize that everyone's going to think, right? I'll date you. So be my girlfriend. Nice, you got your first boyfriend! Hirano completely ignored them. And maybe they were upset that she wasn't saying anything to them. They started yelling things like, "Don't look at us. We don't give a crap about fatties like you. Go stand over there," to the chubby girl out of frustration. The girl started crying and it was all pretty gruesome. And then, something happened where I would end up facing off against Matsui and the bunch for real. That day we were getting ready for the fair by making billboards and practicing dancing while wearing cosplays. Matsui showed up as usual with his little friends. "Hey ladies, you should wear skirts that are shorter. You're not gonna get any customers with that kind of outfit." And started laughing while berating the girls. "Come on, you just raise the skirt just a little higher."
Stop! Don't touch me!
He finally couldn't keep his hands to himself, and I was pissed. I had to step in to protect a crying Hirano. I started yelling at Matsui and his little goons. "Enough! We're taking this all seriously. Hirano and the ladies are all putting hard work and effort into their cosplays because they love these characters. They're not doing it to attract perverted men like you." "Oh, look at this geek talking. Well, who the hell are you talking about loving characters, huh? No one's going to listen to you, you stupid freak." You're seriously disgusting, bro. If you're going to get in the way of our club activities, please leave. If you keep this up, we're going to report you to the student affairs on grounds of sexual harassment. Matsui's face changed completely after hearing the words student affairs. What? You think you're some kind of hero? This gross freak. Always thought you were annoying. Matsui, get it! I'm sure he'll understand if you give him a nice punch or two. Get that freak! If you want to chase us out, how about you make us leave? Come on, do something. You shouldn't solve things with violence. You really shouldn't be taunting me like that. Shut up! If you're not gonna do anything, I'll make you. Show him what's what, Matsui! Leave it to me. I'll make sure this geek can't make it to any classroom, ever. Whatever. Matsui swung widely to punch me. The girls are all screaming and panicking, asking me to run. It's okay. The old me is dead and gone. Huh? I told you to leave me alone. You started it. I deflected his blow and tripped him. When he lifted his head off the ground, he was bleeding from his nose and lost some of his teeth. Maybe you should have caught yourself, dude. I told you. Are you okay? You're conscious, right? My teeth! My teeth! You freaking geek, damn it! I guess you're okay if you're screaming and pouting that much. I hope you learned your lesson to not solve things with violence. He was rolling around and everyone was silent. All I did was move out of the way and deflect his blow. The girls must be terrified. It was just self-defense. But maybe I went too far. Just as I was thinking that...
Whoa! You're so cool!
The girls were cheering me on. The goons were standing there confused at what had just happened. I thought they were going to come at me for revenge, but... Look at Matsui! How do you lose to a geek? Let's take some pics. Stop! Looks like a squashed frog or something. Let's spread this everywhere. Lol! Wait! They had taken photos of him before leaving. I was a little worried if they had all decided to jump me, but I guess I didn't need to care. I guess you could thank the cheap relationships they had with each other. So, what's it gonna be? You're the one that was violent to me. You better remember that. He left quickly, leaving me with those terribly cliché words. Afterwards, Matsui had gone to the nurse's office and received treatment. He brought back faculty from the student affairs office. The girls said that Matsui swung first and that I was just acting in self-defense. Additionally, they revealed his past of sexually harassing them, so he ran away again, knowing he would be punished. The harassment was all recorded, so he was suspended. I was let off with a warning. All of your testimony saved me, thank you.
You're the one that saved us, though. Thank you. You're a lot stronger than you were before.
I have to rethink my first impression of you.
Before?
Oh? You did forget, didn't you? Remember the girls you saved at the event hall when we were in high school? That it was our chance to run away?
Huh? That was you? I had lost a lot of weight, so I thought maybe, but...
You didn't notice, huh?
Sorry, but I'm glad I could save you this time.
Yeah, thank you. Make sure you protect us girls from now on too, okay?
Of course. Afterwards, none of the party people or Matsui showed up, so we worked hard on our club activities. Not only did I do self-defense, I started on martial arts and going to a karate dojo. I actually started bulking thanks to that, and people started asking me to cosplay male roles. I had also asked out Miss Hirano a year later, and she said okay. I live a very fulfilling private and student life. If I hadn't been invited by Yoshino to go to the dojo, I probably wouldn't have had this great future. I think about it now. Maybe it's nice that Matsui let me show off. Or is that being too mean? I'm going to work hard on my otaku, and love, and training from now on. Student life is great.
My name is Akari Take. I'm 27 years old and I work in a jewelry store and a department store.
Akari, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes,
It's about the last customer.
this is my senior, Kikuta-san. She is loved by all the employees, including me, for her kindness and caring nature. We call her Kiku-san out of respect. But that isn't the only reason why Kikuta-san is respected by everyone.
I think you need to look at your customer in the eyes more closely. Also, I think you should raise your tone of voice a bit. I'm sure that will help them understand your kind nature, Akari.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Yes, Kiku-san is a customer service professional that everyone recognizes. And the secret lies in her work history. Kiku-san's previous job was a top-notch hostess. She was a legendary hostess who made a name for herself even when she was younger. Since she got older, she has experienced not only training newcomers but also managing a store, and was truly professional in customer service and training. Even so, Kiku-san retired when her daughter Haru-chan went off to college. She started working here after that. However, Kiku-san's days as a mother were not smooth sailing. Her husband passed away when she was young, so she had to raise Haru-chan by herself.
It was thanks to Haru that I was able to make it as a hostess.
I remember Kiku-san telling me that. This place where I could work with her was my true calling. It should have been.
Akari! You look cute today.
Thank you.
By the way, I've been inviting you out for drinks, but you haven't contacted me at all. I'm gonna have to lower your salary if you don't.
This person is Fujigaya-san, the new manager who came to the store last month. He came to this store because the previous manager was promoted and transferred to the head office. But this manager, Fujigaya, was the worst. He wouldn't show up at the store very often, and when he did, he would only have inappropriate conversations with the young female staff. I was getting tired of him too because every time I see him, he persistently invites me out. Not only that,
Manager, please moderate your involvement in the personal lives of the staff.
Yeah. I know you're jealous of the young ones, but come on. Aren't you ashamed? Don't pick on my lovely staff, okay? You should be thankful I've got an old lady like you working for me. All right, I'm going home.
Manager Fujigaya was always snarky with Kiku-san in the spanner. Apparently, Fujigaya-san was a former assistant manager of the flagship store, and when he thought he would be the next manager, he was transferred to this store, which he wasn't happy about. That's not a reason to get involved with the younger girls or to make fun of Kiku-san. We began to dislike the manager early on. By the way, Manager Fujigaya doesn't know that Kiku-san is a former hostess. All the staff know and none of them are prejudiced about it, but I'm not so sure about Manager Fujigaya. With that in mind, we were all very careful so he wouldn't find out, but a few days later, after the vacations, a newcomer who joined last month came to me with a worried look on her face. Apparently, the manager asked her a lot of questions about Kiku-san, and she told him that she used to be a hostess. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. It just might get a little messy. My bad premonition came true. A few days later.
I'm gonna have you quit.
What?
You were in the nightlife business, weren't you? That's an issue. When a woman like you in the nightlife business comes to a high-end store like ours.
That's the only reason?
The only reason? That's a big reason! I knew something was wrong. How can I put it? The vile smell of the nightlife business. I can tell you. And you have a daughter, don't you?
What about my daughter?
Well, I just feel sorry for her.
Feel sorry?
Because it must be such a shame to know that your parents were in the nightlife business. I wouldn't be able to handle that if I were her.
You say nightlife business, but Kiku-san used to be a top-class hostess. She's a professional in customer service.
She tells you to say that, doesn't she? Poor thing.
What?
Besides, I'm getting complaints from the staff.
Complaints?
The new staff says you're too strict with them.
Then the manager brought up the matter with the new staff. I later found out from her that he had turned what she said, Kiku-san is strict in her instruction, but she's a gentle person at heart, so I can rely on her, into a complaint for his own convenience.
Anyway, I'm having you quit. I'm gonna tell you right now that people don't appreciate the nonsense you talk into them. Do you understand?
I understand.
Wait, Kiku-san!
It's okay. No.
Well, that's what it is. So you don't have to come in from tomorrow.
And with that, Manager Fujigawa left the store. This is wrong! I'll go to the headquarters and...
It's fine, Akari. And I'm sorry, everyone, for nagging you all the time.
That's not true!
Akari?
We all respect you, Kiku-san! We never thought it was annoying, and we all want to keep working with you. Yeah! That's right!
Thanks, everyone.
Anyway, I can't forgive the manager. He skips work, he's a sexual harasser, and if Kiku-san leaves on top of that, I can't do this anymore. That's right. Can't something be done?
If you all say so, I just came up with a pretty good idea.
All of us couldn't help but grin when we heard the plan Kiku-san shared with us. Then, a few days later at the beginning of the week, Kiku-san actually stopped coming to work.
What do you think, Akari? Isn't it easier to work now that the nagging old lady is gone?
I guess so.
By the way, let's go out for a drink sometime soon. I can promote you to chief.
Manager, are you free this weekend?
What? I'm free! What? You're into it, aren't you, Akari?
No, we're having a farewell party for Kiku-san.
What? It's not just the two of us? And a farewell party for that old woman.
If you don't come to the farewell party, people are going to dislike you for being such a cold boss. By the way, young female staff from other stores will also gather, and they all wanted to have a drink with the manager, too.
Oh, really? I guess I can't help it. I'll join.
Yay!
But I have a manager's meeting at the head office on Saturday morning, so don't have me drink too much.
I understand. And that weekend, yo, Manager Fujigaya, you're drinking very well, aren't you?
Well, I can afford this much. Bring more drinks!
So cool! Amazing!
Hey, is that old lady here yet?
She's running a little late.
It's already been an hour. That old lady doesn't have common sense, does she?
Oh well, what the heck? We want to drink with the manager.
Yeah? Then I'll go even harder!
That's the manager. You're a manly man. And so we continued to offer drinks to the manager, though he drank most of it on his own. More time passed, and it seemed that Manager Fujigaya was getting very drunk.
Akari, after this, wanna go to a hotel?
What are you saying? Today is Kiku-san's farewell party.
Don't worry about that nightlife lady. And plus, I'll make you chief of staff. You'll get paid a lot more.
Okay,
What? Really? I knew you were into it, Akari!
but is it okay?
What is?
I'm a nightlife business lady too.
What? No. There's no way a girl like Akari would.
I am a former hostess who worked at Kiku-san's store.
No way!
That's right, I'm a former hostess too. However, I only worked at Kiku-san's store for a short time. I had to quit due to an injury, and Kiku-san invited me to work at this current store.
What? What the hell? Tell me first!
Huh? Didn't you say you could tell the vile smell of the nightlife business?
Ugh! Well then, let's go to a hotel afterwards. I've always thought you were cute. You work at the clothing store next door, right? I'll tell the manager there to give you a raise.
Manager.
What? Shut up, nightlife lady!
She used to be a hostess too.
Huh?
Or rather, everyone who came today were taken care of by Kiku-san.
What? So that means...
That's right. They were all in the nightlife business you hate.
That's a lie!
It's not a lie. Like me, Kiku-san called on girls who had to quit the hostess business for some reason or another. And the good reputation that the girls who come with Kiku-san's introductions are excellent spread to neighboring establishments. Well, even if she's a former hostess or not, no girl is going to take you up on your offer.
You...
You're always slacking off at work and talking about inappropriate things. Who's going to take up an offer from a guy like that?
You were talking to the manager!
And...
I'm going to the headquarters tomorrow! I'm gonna report directly to the boss, and I'll have you all fired!
As I was fed up with what he was saying, the door suddenly opened.
Can I help? President! What are you doing here? I was invited. Just in time. President! They're all nightlife girls! Fire them right now! You're the one who's going to get fired, Fujigaya. What? I've heard all about it. From the people I called here today. The people you called could be...
No, we didn't expect the president to come either.
Sorry, I got here too late.
You!
Kiku-san! The manager's eyes opened wide, but we were surprised too. Kiku-san was originally scheduled to come in late, but we had no idea that she invited the president. But it wasn't just the president that Kiku-san brought with her.
Kiku-san, you're late.
I'm sorry, this girl said she wanted to come all of a sudden.
This girl? Who made fun of my mother? Haru-chan?
I told her as I was leaving and she followed me.
You! Looking down on my mother for being in the nightlife business and making her quit!
Who are you?
I'm Kikuta's daughter! I don't know who you are, but I at least know that you're a scumbag!
Daughter?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to be a hostess? My mother was at the top of the ranks in that industry, and you're nowhere near her level!
The top?
And you said you felt sorry for me as a daughter. But do you think that there is any other mother that I could respect so much? You don't know how hard my mother worked for me, so don't you dare say that about me.
You're right! Fujigaya! I'm so sorry.
Jeez, does he really understand? So, what are you gonna do with this guy, President?
Firing him, of course. Such a moral and sexual harasser. No!
And the manager collapsed.
I'm sorry, it must have been awful drinking with that man.
Well, but I'm surprised the president came.
I'll fly anywhere if Kiku-san calls on me.
Oh, please.
It seems that the president is a longtime acquaintance of Kiku-san. It was the president who invited Kiku-san to join her at her current store when she quit her job as a hostess. A few minutes later, countless people arrived at the store, and among them were some of the most important people in various fields that even I knew about. We were all astonished at the power of Kiku-san's influence. A few days later, Fujigaya's official dismissal was announced. Apparently, he had caused sexual harassment problems at his previous store, and was told by the boss that he would be fired the next time he caused a problem. In addition, he was now known as the man who fired Kiku-san at the farewell party, so he can't walk around with his head up in the nightlife districts. And so, the new manager of the store...
Once again, nice to meet you all.
Yes! With the president's arrangement, the new manager was decided to be Kiku-san. Today, I'm sincerely dealing with our customers while appreciating the happiness of working under a first-class senior manager.
My name is Tsuyoshi Atsuga. I'm a very talented elite salaryman in the Human Resources Department, working for a subsidiary of a major company, Wide Group. My specialty is golfing with my business partners, and my hobby is drinking. Networking determines the success of my work. I'm a married man, but my daughter, who's getting older, is difficult to handle, and my wife, treats me poorly. So, drinking with my colleagues is my second family. It's what I live for. Newcomer! Order beers for everyone!
Oh, I can't drink, so I'll have a new long tea.
What? First round's usually beer! Young people these days. This is why young people these days, including Hosokawa, are so troublesome. It's a drinking party because everyone has the same drink, isn't it? I don't understand the way young people think. Hosokawa, drink up!
I really can't drink.
What? You can't drink what your boss poured for you?
Chief, that's power harassment.
Nah. I'm sick of all these accusations for sexual harassment and power harassment that goes around these days. Hey, Masugi, listen. When I was your age, I hope my stories of my younger days would make them change their minds a little bit. But it didn't go so easily. Are you still doing that, you paycheck thief? Useless!
I'm sorry.
Chief, that kind of guidance is a little...
What? Power harassment again? What's wrong with telling a useless guy he's useless?
One of them just quit last month.
Ugh, young people today are so quick to complain and quit. The last guy who quit complained about me and got a paycheck worth 3 months. What a false accusation. Yeah. You don't have to nag your boss. Just get to work. Oh, it's almost time for the interview. This year's job hunting season is upon us again. I was chosen to be one of the divine interviewers again this year. But then again, job interviews are so boring, with one similar job hunter after another. Alright, let's get on with it. At our company, those who pass the screening process are sent for an interview. Interviews are 1-on-2, but these days, we're short-staffed, and often do them 1-on-1. There's a manual specified by the company for conducting interviews, but ask interviews according to the manual and fill out the checklist. That's a novice way to do it. I'm a specialist. I don't need that. Come in.
Excuse me.
I think what we need is a person who can serve the company to the best of their ability. I wonder how this guy can go.
My strong point is that I hate to lose. It's not so much that I don't want to lose to anyone in particular, but rather that I don't want to lose to myself. When I was on swim team in university...
Oh, no. These bullish young ones are just full of vigor. They don't mind going up against their bosses. Such a person disturbs the circle of the organization.
My shortcomings are that I'm indecisive, and it takes me a long time to do things.
On the other hand, someone who seems to be obedient like this will do exactly as instructed. He seems a bit dodgy, but he seems more conventional than the cocky guy earlier. For the company, of course. But in order for them to work for you for a long time, they need to not only be obedient, but also have guts. You can tell if somebody has no guts by just hitting them a little bit. So you think that kind of mindset is going to work out in society? I don't have time. Can you answer quickly? Yes, that's enough. Please, leave. He's no good. He can't work for me if he gets down over something like this.
Nice to meet you.
I'd give it a 6. I think a woman with good looks is also an important human resource. Tea made by a pretty girl tastes good, after all. So, do you have a boyfriend?
What?
What? You don't? You're at a decent age now. You should get a guy and go on a date with him or something. When I was in college, I never had time and I didn't have a girlfriend. This is how I sift through the candidates I want. But the interviews are a serious matter. Even the toughest of me had reached my limit by now. Finally, the last one. I want to go for a smoke, so I'll just end this quickly. Next!
Excuse me.
Last job hunter is a fresh-looking young man.
I'm Ryoichi Matsudo, from the University of Bristol. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, have a seat. Looks at this guy smiling when I'm tired from a series of interviews. I'm not good with guys like this. I'll just let it slide and not hire him. What do you want to do at our company?
I'm applying for a sales position at your company. I have part-time customer service experience since I started college. And I would like to make use of the communication skills I've cultivated in that experience.
This guy answers so briskly. He's getting on my nerves. Where did you say you went to college?
University of Bristol.
I've never heard of it. A Japanese curriculum from a foreign third-rate university? That's less than the easiest schools you could get into in Japan.
No, it's a British university. You may not have heard of it, but I chose this university because there was a professor in the economics department whom I admired.
Yeah. You didn't have a place to go domestically, so you went abroad. Sore loser who didn't get into a smart school, right? He's got a puzzled look on his face. I guess I'm right on target.
With all due respect, sir, I don't mean to be a sore loser.
Yeah, alright. So, what's in it for us if we hire you?
At a previous information session, I heard your company is looking for people who enjoy change and are willing to take on any challenge. I have repeatedly taken on challenges without fear. I believe that I can make use of that spirit at your company.
You're responding to my pressure without hesitation. He's quite tough. Well, that's like a pretext. Besides, even if you say so with your mouth, if it's between a person from a top-ranked school and a bottom one, which person do you trust more? That's what I'm talking about.
You seem to be very concerned about the university I went to. Is that not your own personal opinion?
What? It seems I need to speak up to cocky young kids like this. You can't be so rude to answer a question with a question! I told you I'm not interested in you from the beginning. Don't you get it? I'm not interested in a pompous, low-rank university graduate like you. I wish I could see your parents' faces!
Well, may I assume that I am not hired at your sole discretion?
I'm the interviewer. My decision is the company's decision. Get out of here!
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time today. If you'll excuse me.
Yeah! I kicked him out without even looking at him. Ugh. He was a snotty son of a gun to the end. I was a little distraught, but I said everything I wanted to say. To be honest, this kind of thing is a good stress reliever. I'm a section manager, so I accumulate a lot of stress. Phew. I'm finally done with everything. Let's go have a smoke. I put all the resumes away in my desk and headed for the smoking area. The next day, after arriving at work, I open my desk drawer and sigh when I see a file related to recruitment. I forgot. It's a hassle, but I have to fill out these papers just in case. I'll have someone send the rejection mails. The interview manual file, which I never opened, had a checklist tucked into it. It records the interviewee's responses. Only the woman whose face scored a 6 in yesterday's interview is scheduled to be hired. I should fill out the paperwork just for the sake of it. When I opened the file, I found a note tucked in. The contents were shocking.
Good work. How was yesterday?
Boss! What is this? The son of the chairman of the parent company was interviewing. I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear? You always use that file for interviews, don't you? Besides, it would be very inconvenient if they think we let them in with connections. The chairman told me to treat everyone equally with the others. But that's not how it works. It said in the memo that it was confidential, right? Well, he's the chairman's son, so I think a normal interview should be fine. What's the matter? You don't look good.
No, I'm just a little sleep-deprived. What should I do? I thought he was just a bottom-ranked college student and treated him like that. It's not too late. Let me redo the interview. I hurried back for the desk, looked for the resume, and called the number on it. Damn, why doesn't he pick up? I kept switching to voicemail, calling back, and calling back again and again. After calling back a dozen times, he finally picked up. Hello, thank you very much. This is Atsuka, whom you met at the interview yesterday. I apologize for the rudeness of my behavior yesterday. I'm sorry about that. Because I mistook you for someone who had a bad reputation in the past. Anyway, I didn't mean any harm. The other side of the phone became uncomfortably quiet. Young kids undermining me just because I'm being polite.
Are you changing the content of the interview based on different people?
Of course, but I didn't realize you were the son of the chairman. If you had told me, we could have had a friendly conversation. So, if you don't mind, I would like to proceed you to the second interview.
Does that mean I pass my first interview?
Of course. No. From here on out, the interviews are just a formality. When would be convenient for you? I'll be there today, then. Today? All of a sudden? Well, it looks like he'll let me redo it somehow. I'm relieved for now. Well, I'll have to get ready for the interview as soon as possible. Hey, Imasugi, book the conference room and serve some tea if there are any visitors.
I have some urgent work to do.
I don't care about that. The job I just asked you to do comes first, okay?
Even if you tell me that all of a sudden?
Shut up! It's work anyone can do, right? Women are tea servers. Don't talk back to me! I see. Huh? I turn around and see the chairman. Next to him stands the chairman's son, whom I interviewed yesterday. I never thought that someone like this would be in our company at this day and age. Why is the chairman here? Earlier, my son received an unusual number of calls on his cell phone, and I was right there with him. Let me explain. The chairman's son began a series of explanations. Ryuichi, if you want to succeed me as the head of our company, you should at any rate gain some more experience. You can only start your career as a sensible member of society. First, get a job on your own.
Yes, I'll take that into consideration.
However, we have many companies under our umbrella, so it's fine if you apply to one of our companies, but I won't let you use our connections.
Of course. My father told me this, and I began my job search. I applied to several companies as a trial, but my main choice was this one company, a subsidiary company. However,
Ryuichi, you had your interview today. How was it?
Dad, did you set the interviewer like that on purpose?
What are you talking about?
It was an interview with the kind of bluntness and pressure that is unthinkable nowadays. It would have been bad for the company's reputation.
Wait, what are you talking about? After the son finished speaking, the chairman opened his mouth. If you have something to say, let's hear it. I don't know how your son is communicating to you, but the interview was pretty normal. There was a bit of stress tolerance testing, so I had to use some stronger language, but I understand. My son recorded the entire interview. Recorded? Let's see if what you're saying is true.
Yesterday, the people who finished their interviews before me were acting weird, so I decided to record secretly. Some of them left the interview crying, you know?
Chairman, I'm very sorry for the trouble we've caused you. Could you please play me the recording of the interview so that I can get a better idea of what really happened? President, and so my public execution began. The rank university graduates are out of the question! I wish I could see your parents' faces! Good thing you got to see the parents' faces. I apologize! My disregard for the interview manual quickly became an issue. I was asked to apologize and redo the interview with the most recent job hunter I was assigned to. Reports of power harassment, sexual harassment, and other various problems were made, and I apologized frantically, but they never forgave me. And a few months later, I was sent to a lower position. But later, when the boss was forced to step down for making inappropriate biases, I lost my place in the company, and I had no choice but to resign. You idiots! You'll be sorry you fired such a talented man! I said that with great vigor, but after that, I couldn't find a new job. I was reclusive every day. My wife got fed up with me and left with our daughter. At the beginning of the year, I received a New Year's card from Hosokawa, which said,
Even after Iwa-san left, the company is doing well.
Those guys! I don't know where to start regretting. How did this happen? Was I the real idiot?